morning, USA. Yo, 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 yo. Jess Hilarious is on maternity leave. Lauren LaRosa filling in. What up, Lauren?
Good morning.
Charlamagne the guy. Peace to the planet. It's Friday. How y'all feel out there? I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Blessed with another day to serve our beautiful listeners. That's right. We got a special guest co-host this morning. Yes, indeed. You might know this brother from Wildin' Out. He got a bunch of jobs. Yeah, he got too many jobs. Steve, too many jobs is his AKA. Yeah, too many jobs. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Cannon will be co-hosting with us this morning. Drop a clues bombs from Nick Cannon.
Y'all don't need me. Y'all are doing amazing, but I'm just here hanging out.
How you feeling, Nick? What's going on?
Man, come on, man. You know, just trying to stay on this side of the grass.
Nick is in town. You got the Wildin' Out show this weekend, right?
Yeah, we have Barclays tonight. So, you know, it's pretty. I mean, I think there might be a few tickets left. I'm sure we sold out.
Y'all sold out in Chicago. Y'all know
Chicago was crazy.
Yeah, Chicago was
so many people there. Yeah. Angel Reese, G Herbo.
She was the team captain. And,
Baddies.
Yeah, I had the whole my brother Lemmy and the Baddies crew was out there. So we
from Zeus.
Yeah, okay. We went crazy.
Well, Nick Cannon's a radio guy, so you know we don't gotta prep him or nothing. He's ready to go.
That's right. All right. He knows everything.
Absolutely do.
Well, this morning we got Robert Kraft joining us this morning. You know, Robert Kraft is the owner of the New England Patriots.
Yes, he's got a new foundation. Well, he's got a foundation to combat anti-Semitism called FCAS, but he's got a new campaign called Time Out Against Hate.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
And my man Resmaa Menakem will be here. You know, a classic book that I love, My Grandmother's Hands. He turned it into a children's book.
That's right.
And that is out right now. Plus, he'll be at my 4th annual Mental Wealth Expo. That's happening tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. At the Marriott Marquis in Times Square. But also, too, man, let me tell you something.
What?
I woke up this morning, I said my prayers, I read my daily affirmations, and then I turned on the Gospel of Glorilla.
Same.
Okay?
Same.
Gloria, Hallelujah Woods.
No, you play the gospel, then you go right into the Kirk Franklin. She honestly is speaking. She's like, she's on there.
Well, she is the gospel.
Let's hear something.
Gloria Hallelujah Woods is anointed, and I don't care what none of y'all heathens got to say about it. Okay,
so what you want to hear? What we playing off the album?
Oh, we're gonna be playing stuff all morning, but we might as well, let's start off with Hold On. That's just that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one that's bubbling right now. Let's start off with Hold On.
Since you just started all the prayer, you don't want to start the one with Kirk Franklin?
Damn, no, not today is Friday though. We should start off with TGIF first. Then what you think?
Yeah,
let's do that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. You got that one up?
I'm so excited. I love her.
All right, well, let's get to it.
I feel good.
I hear the ancestors when she raps.
Take me back to homecoming.
Nick said that's his favorite.
You don't need to go back to homecoming. You don't need to go back to homecoming. All right, let's get into it. It's the Breakfast Club front page news. Is next with Morgan Wood. Let's go. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess, and Nick Cannon is co-hosting this morning.
Yes, sir.
And let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. Last night, WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx came back to beat the Liberty 95-93.
Phenomenal game.
Yep, and Thursday night football, the 49ers beat the Seahawks 36-24. And last night in Major League Baseball, the Yankees move on. They beat the Royals 3-1, and the Guardians beat the Tigers. They tied the series 5-4. Did you know the Tigers' salary cap is $18 million?
What the heck?
That's not a lot of money. I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, $18 million is what they pay the whole team.
The whole team?
Like as a unit?
Yes.
Oh, y'all got to start doing steroids.
Yeah, y'all got to start doing steroids.
They was making so much money when they was doing steroids.
But the fact that they went this far and only pay $18 million, just to put it in perspective, Judge on the Yankees makes $40 million a year.
Wow.
Yeah. And that whole team, the salary is $18 million.
Who decides that though? Like, how does that become a thing?
The owner, right?
The owner decides. There's no salary cap in baseball, so they can pay whatever they want. But they only pay out $18 million. How crazy is that?
You got to bang for his buck.
Yeah, they need a union. Something ain't right.
That's crazy. But the fact that they went this far and they paid $18 million, like I said, the Yankees paid Judge $40 million a year. That's crazy. Morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Dang, I was thinking y'all ain't gonna care about the news this morning. Okay, so let's get into it. President Joe Biden, he's calling out former President Donald Trump after spreading misinformation about the federal government's response to Hurricane Helene and Milton. Trump said last weekend that people who lost their homes in hurricanes would only receive $750 in federal aid. While speaking at the White House on Thursday about Hurricane Milton specifically, Biden said that's just a lie to suggest that that's all that people are going to get. Let's hear from Biden.
Mr. President Trump, former President Trump, get a life, man. Help these people. But Mr. Trump and all those other people know it's a lie to suggest that's all they're going to get. That's bizarre. It's bizarre. They got to stop this.
So Biden went on to say that Trump and others who spread information are un-American. This comes as there has been at least 12 fatalities reported as a result of the storm, Hurricane Milton to be specific. Biden fears the death toll will only rise in the coming days following Hurricane Milton, and that he's been in contact with local leaders in Florida and promised to provide all the assets they need. More on Biden.
We know from previous hurricanes that it's often the case that more lives are lost the days following the storm than actually during the storm itself. I know recovery and rebuilding projects can take a long and difficult time, but as long after the press and the cameras move on, I promise you, or you have to pick up the pieces still, I want you to know we'll do everything in our power to help you put pieces back together and get all that you need.
Biden also spoke with Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin about providing military assistance in hard-hit areas impacted by Milton and Helene. He also, he talked about the misinformation. Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says Milton was significant, but wasn't the worst-case scenario that forecasters feared.
Thank God.
Right, exactly. The damage is extensive, and at least 3 million homes remain without power. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing, with hundreds being rescued so far. Let's hear from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
We're continuing supporting search and rescue operations. As of this afternoon, at least 340 individuals and 49 pets have been rescued. They are hard at work. I know this area is FPL. I know they're planning a big push. So we feel very confident that those folks are working very hard, and you're going to see some good stuff here in the ensuing time period.
Well, the gag is two Floridians take this into account. The Florida governor said that the Sunshine State is a state of law and order. So if there's some things that he's saying, you might want to be. Basically, you want to listen to your governor. He mentioned looting, saying that looting following Hurricane Milton will not be tolerated. I can only imagine, that people are out there trying to get it how they live. You know what I'm saying? DeSantis says he has brought in massive amounts of state officers to help with recovery efforts, and confirmed he is working with federal government for assistance. The Republican governor also addressed the recent reports that he ignored Vice President Kamala Harris's call, saying if he thought there were anything to be gained from speaking with her, then he would have. So, yeah, that's y'all elected official. I'm just saying, Florida. Florida going Florida. And, of course, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Trump did get all the misinformation wrong, but, once you call out the misinformation, you have to give the right information. And the right info is they did get $750, but that's the type of assistance that FEMA provides to disaster survivors to help with immediate needs like food, water, and baby formula, but they can apply for more.
And do they have to pay that back? Because that's what the rumor was, that people got to pay. You got to pay it back, and if you don't pay it back, people will lose their homes. That was part of the misinformation.
And I also do hate when they talk like Trump is the president. Like President Biden said, Trump helped these people. I know he has influence over the Republican Party, but stop talking about him like he's the shadow president.
Yeah,
unless he is. Unless y'all want to tell us. Unless y'all want to tell us something.
Biden might have forgot, right?
He is from Delaware. That's right.
Oh, don't do us, Morgan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, well, let's get to the last one. Florida Senator Rick Scott, he told President Biden FEMA needs to open up offices closer to the areas where Hurricane Milton was hit. He addressed a number of things when the two of them spoke yesterday. Can we roll on Florida Senator Rick Scott?
He agreed with me that Congress needs to come back and make sure the federal agencies, FEMA, SBA, HUD, Department of Agriculture, are fully funded, not just for the disaster in Florida, but for the disaster with Helene in Georgia, East Tennessee, in North Carolina. I've also called on the majority leader of the Senate to call us all back, and let's get this funding done to make sure we have all the resources we need.
See, bipartisan efforts. You see that? Florida Senator Rick Scott, he's a Republican. He's working with Biden. They're doing things that are actually supposed to be done for the people. So kudos to them in regards to that. And the senator went on to say that Floridians are resilient people. So best of luck to those in Florida impacted by the storm. That's your front page news at 6 a.m. At 7. We'll talk about what's going on the campaign trail.
All right. And salute to Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan is the gentleman that was on the boat in Florida. That he wouldn't get off the boat. They tried to arrest him. They tried to pull him off the boat. They offered him housing. They offered him a hotel. He made it through the storm, though. He made it through the storm with no problem. He just said he was a little tired because he couldn't get some sleep. But he stayed on that boat and wound up getting somebody donated him $100,000 boat. So now he got offered another boat. So he's going to get another boat. So salute to Lieutenant Dan. All right, everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Nick Cannon is our co-host this morning. So it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up.
your ass. This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Nando speaking. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Nando, what's up? Peace. Get it off your chest.
Hey, man, look, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, right? Mm-hmm. And I just want to let you know, DJ Envy, the Spanish community proud of you, man.
I'm not
Spanish.
Spanish.
You Dominican.
I'm not Spanish, bro. I'm black.
You're Dominican.
I swear I'm
you
black.
can't put them down doing your own mic.
I am black.
You better pop out with the gang.
Look. We claiming you, man. We happy to have you. Keep doing your thing, man.
But I'm black. You can't claim me.
Be happy somebody claiming you, Envy.
You Dominican.
You know how many people out here not being claimed?
Stop it, man. I'm black. People really be thinking that. I'm black. Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Daisha. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, but I'm in South Carolina right now.
Good morning.
What part of SC you in?
Dillon.
Okay. Salute to everybody in Dillon.
You're all right.
Dang. Well, get it off your chest, mama.
I was calling to say, when you're getting into a relationship, like at the beginning, you should be truthful. The sneaky links are unnecessary. Like, we're all grown. Like, if we're just gonna have sex, then that's what it should be. It should be talked about at the beginning, because that's how people's feelings get hurt.
Who hurt your feelings, mama?
Stop dating them white guys, because black men don't cheat.
What?
On what?
They cheat, though. Y'all are very.
He said what he said.
That's right.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you, mom. Have a better weekend.
She came here for a hug.
That's right. She came for a hug.
I don't know why she out there dating white men if she don't want to get cheated on. If you don't want to get cheated on, date a black man.
Hello, who's this?
What's the problem?
Yo, Envy, you know the vibes. It's Mello.
Mello, what's up, Mello?
Man, life is amazing. It is what it should be. Uncle Charlotte, how you feeling?
Peace, Mello. How you doing, man? Just out here listening to the gospel of Glorilla on this fine Friday morning.
Absolutely. Shout out to Gloria, Hallelujah Woods.
You already know.
LL Cool Bay, what's up?
Good morning.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I can't call you that no more. You like white men.
Oh my God!
Wow, what's good, my brother?
If you listen to the demon in this room, he gonna always steer you wrong.
They can see the lustful white men on you.
I'm not gonna hold you. Uncle Charlamagne is bald headed with a bald spot, and I listen to him all the time.
I don't have a bald spot.
I know you bald headed with a bald spot, but respectfully, and you look like a toxic stud. But I'm not even gonna hold you.
Happy born day, Mello.
Yeah, happy born day, Mello.
You feel me? It's
Libra
my
gang.
I would tell you happy birthday, but my white man won't allow me.
Let's get it.
And I'm not even gonna hold you. This is actually weird.
The Breakfast Club.
Yo, I actually met Nick Cannon on my 15th birthday. He came to my high school for homecoming.
Oh.
And full circle moment tonight, my girlfriend got me front row tickets to Wildin' Out at the Barclays.
Let's go.
Oh, that's what it is.
There it is.
You feel me?
You
know what I mean? I'm a black man. It's my 30th. That's an accomplishment. You know what I mean? Especially being black in America.
Facts.
That's what it is.
LL Cool Bay, I know your boyfriends don't know a lot about that because you like white men, but you know what I mean?
That's right.
I believe
They can see the spirit of white man lust all over you. Damn.
Where did this come from? But I appreciate y'all. Happy Friday, you feel me? Get freaky on this Friday. You know the vibe.
Yes, sir.
We gonna bring you on stage.
I'm with it.
All right, let's get it.
All right, Mello.
Nick said, where does it come from? Tell him where it comes from, Lauren.
I said Travis Kelce was cute.
No, she said fine.
Fine.
He was a screenshot on her phone.
That's a lie.
Okay.
That is a lie. I don't
What's
have.
so cute about him?
He's not cute no more, but he was cute.
Oh, when he was, you know.
Yeah.
Blackfish.
Exactly.
When he was blackfishing.
He was cute. He's not cute no more. But I said that, and now everybody in the world thinks I date white men.
You do.
No, I don't.
It's okay. And when you was lusting over Caliplant.
Yes, you
that
was.
was you.
You was googly eyeing that, brother.
That is not
going
true.
Crazy.
He walked in this room. First of all, that means I think he's married. That's number one.
We tried to tell you.
Number two, try to tell me.
You didn't care.
You try to throw me out there. You always throw me out there too. We gotta have a conversation.
You bait for blackfish.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Spitting out of his mind to keep the weaponry issue. His first infantry, symbolizing a bro code on video. Strapped to your top, family GoPro and slow-mo. They just don't get it. Finesse with it. It's some easier than clicking like kings. Then why fit it, you dig it? OG.
OG. Okay, OG. Okay. OG. You got some bars, Nick?
I can't mess
with
that.
No bars?
He went crazy.
I got bars, OG. I got it. You ready?
Let's go, baby.
I'm a gigolo. Getting lots of dough. I'm chilling with Nick Cannon, Lauren LaRosa, and that little hoe. You know the little one that likes the baby oil. You know the one that his drawers get soiled. I'm talking about Charlotte the gang. Boss.
Shout out to Gay.
It's 6-something on a Friday. No. Hold on. It's 6-something on a Friday. It's 62 degrees. I don't like no men, but the bottoms, they like me. Envy, strapped up with my studs. Strapped up with my fishes. Envy was in Diddy house, probably doing dishes.
Doing dishes, but nigga with the baby oil is crazy.
That was with the baby
Did you
oil.
use the dishwasher?
No.
Washing paper plates, too. Diddy had him washing paper plates.
He must have really put it on you as washing paper plates. You was a little delusional. No, you said I like white men. Now we know what you like. So wipe down the dishes. Here. I'm about to call you wipe me down envy all day.
Damn. Yo, washing paper plates in Diddy house while wipe me down is playing is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's unworkable.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. We got Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. What we talking about?
We do. We got a quick Diddy update. Things went quick yesterday in court for him, and he remains detained. So
He's not out?
No.
Oh, I'm just joking.
Nick, you ever been to a Diddy party?
Yeah, I DJ'd some of them before.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the soundtrack?
I mean, shoot, the last one I DJ'd was when the world was giving him his flowers at
the Club Love stuff.
Yeah, the BET Awards, the after party.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You was there?
No, I was supposed to go, but I think I got there late.
It was
and
at
the
his
door
house.
was
I
crazy.
DJ'd. I left early though, but you know.
That's everybody say, I left early.
But you know.
Right. Well, Jess with the Mess is up next with Lauren LaRosa, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Nick Cannon is co-hosting this morning.
All in his pocket.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Tonight, Nick Cannon is going to be at the Barclays for Wildin' Out. So if you haven't got your tickets, there's some still tickets available. Very few. So get your tickets absolutely, positively, quickly. And let's get to Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies. Don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's the coach of shit.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back.
And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
So Diddy and team were in court yesterday, and so this was a status hearing. So during the status hearing, there was a lot of different stuff presented. I know earlier when we teased it, I said that he remains still in custody, and that is because they did deny bail. However, this is just the district judge, so he still has another opportunity in the appeals court with an appeals judge. Well, there will be three. It's actually going to be three judges. It's a 3-judge panel, different judges than a different judge than who we saw yesterday. To try again for bail, but as of right now, it has been denied at the district level. Now, what they decided yesterday was that there's going to be a gag order on both sides. So the prosecutor's office and Diddy's team are no longer allowed to give out statements to the press, information, leak, whatever, because you remember Diddy's team was saying that Cassie video and other things were leaked, and they believe that the Department of Homeland Security did it.
Okay.
So they brought this up directly in court. So when Diddy's teams came in and they talked about the fact that they believe that stuff was being leaked and it's unfair.
They said racist, right?
Racist. So So first, wait, let's back up. So Diddy's team didn't say racist yesterday. It was the prosecutor's office. So Diddy's team came in and was like, look, y'all been doing us a disservice. Y'all are leaking stuff. Y'all are making this case hard. It's unfair. The prosecutor's office said, wait. Not the same attorney that sat down with TMZ and did a whole documentary and said that the prosecutor's office is racist and trying to take down a black man, and we couldn't get him on anything else, so we came for his bedroom. Like, basically, like, you're saying we're doing all this stuff, but we see you front and center, the star of a documentary. So from there, a judge decided, like, look, on both sides, like, I think that this is what should happen. And both sides agreed, like, okay, we'll be quiet. Yesterday in court, his mom, his children, his daughters, his sons were there. I thought that this was, something worth mentioning. His appearance in court, like he seemed very happy, very upbeat. He was waving to his kids. His mom was blowing them kisses. He came in, he hugged his attorneys. So it doesn't seem like he's fretting at all. His next court date is going to be May 5th. This is the date where the trial, like that stuff will actually start happening. Another thing worth mentioning too, you guys know how we were trying to figure out, like, how much stuff do they have. Right. So the prosecutor's office is saying that they're going to need about 3 weeks to present their case because they have so much stuff. Just in the beginning, like just in the raids of the house in Miami and the house in LA, they seized 96 devices. And it's going to take them at least a month to go through it. And that's not even including what they got from the airport and just other things that they have been able to grab. And they did mention again that superseding indictment, which means things will probably change and they're going to add more stuff as they find other things.
How much freaking was freaking off?
I don't know.
They said there was a lot. They said there's a lot that they possibly can't get into. Like, I guess the way it was recorded, or maybe the passwords on them that they won't be able to get through.
Yeah,
to get a lot of the stuff.
Yep, they're saying that they're having issues getting into things, and that they have to, like, once they think they can get into something, then they got to figure out a new technology to do it, because some of the tablets and stuff like that are old. The defense was like, I hear y'all, but we only need a week to present our case. We're gonna be good. We only need a week.
How horny was Diddy? He had to be like the horniest man in America.
That's not a crime, being horny, though. And liking what you like is not a crime.
I'm just saying, like, how horny was he?
Years and years and years. How horny are you?
But that's the thing. Like, they can go through all your devices in your house. Like, imagine, like, you just got random stuff in your house. They're not saying everything on there is freak off tapes.
No, but they just got to
go look through them. They got to look through all that
How
stuff.
many devices y'all got in your houses?
That's what I'm saying. Think about, like, my kids got 3,000 iPads.
Well,
that
they're not going to the kid stuff. They're going to daddy stuff.
Nick, you got to try, but it's a lot of kids.
I'm just saying, it's a lot of devices in most people's houses.
I would hate to have to go through all your kids' tablets. My God.
The prosecution would hate to see them devices come.
3 years. 3 years.
3 years to go back. A whole lot of Coca-Cola.
Honestly.
Roblox. That's what you're going to see.
Well, I did want to mention, too, that the Cassie video did come back up. Remember we talked about, like, you know, that being a main focus.
Yep.
And the prosecutors, they hit back at the whole, we need a gag order because the government is leaking things with... Let's be honest here. Y'all just want to suppress a certain piece of evidence, and it doesn't make any sense that you guys are trying to do that. So they wanted to make it clear, like, we know what you guys are trying to do. You're making it about statements. It can't really be about statements.
And I know the law is the law, but if something leaks that shows you actually committing a crime, do we care if it was leaked?
Well, Diddy's attorneys will. The public doesn't, but the Diddy's attorneys will, because, I mean, you can try for mistrials.
Yes.
You can. There's a lot of technical
that, so they can't use
errors.
that against you.
But do the same rules apply to judges that apply to, like, jurors? Because, like, you know, they say jurors can't watch media, can't talk to people, so you're not influenced. But that's impossible.
You're supposed to, but yeah, like you said, that's impossible. Yeah. There's no way. I mean, everybody's seen that video.
Yeah. Well, we'll stay tight. He has a lot of stuff coming. Whoa. He has a, yeah.
That's the same tight.
Yeah. And tight too. It's so you can't even say nothing.
No. That's what the baby oil was for.
So it wasn't. Oh, look at you. Tell us more. Oh, okay.
Only 2 people in this room right now have been to Diddy parties.
You ain't never been to a Diddy party.
It's not me. It's not Charlamagne.
So no, okay.
Nick.
What's classified as a Diddy party? Because you definitely been to some stuff that a bad boy event.
Nope,
I never been to a Diddy party.
Y'all ain't never been to one of Puffy's parties.
Most Diddy parties are usually during holidays. It's like Labor Day, Memorial Day.
So when
y'all
he would
don't-
have a
y'all
stage in the city and all that.
Y'all don't live in LA too, because in LA he was doing them like every week. But I don't know about the crazy stuff. It was just like
I've even been at one when I was a kid, like 16, 17, standing outside.
Nick.
Yeah.
This one.
Come on.
Yeah, I live my truth. I remember standing outside, you know, trying to get into a puff party out here in New York. Like everybody was up. Like how the One More Chance video looked. That was real stuff out here. Like people standing at the door who can get in and stuff. Like that's bad boy parties was official in New York in the late 90s. So I mean, hey, whatever. Y'all talk
I'm not gonna
get quiet. No,
I know what you're saying.
This is the thing. Everybody gets scared to talk because they probably got something to hide. I ain't got nothing to hide.
I don't have nothing to hide.
I was in there Harlem shaking, doing all of that stuff, but it wasn't. Come on, whatever.
Harlem
That's like
shaking
people
Nick in
say
the 90s.
pause and all of that stuff. What you hiding? Why you always thinking like that?
Harlem Shake Nick in the 90s is crazy. Man. All right.
You got time.
Don't get nervous, Lauren. It's okay.
I'm not nervous. I'm trying.
Nick made her think it's not like, damn.
How many Diddy parties you been to, Lauren?
I've been to a couple of them, but I've never been to the crazy stuff. I told y'all that. I have nothing to hide.
I think it's unfair that we are classifying a good party with a freak off.
I just think it's hilarious. Who was drinking Brown Dot Ciroc? Let us know. That Brown Dot Ciroc.
But see, that's the thing. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't know all that.
You was in a Diddy party sober?
I'm my life sober. I've never been drunk in my life.
Lauren's drunk right now. Lauren took a shot this morning.
Shots out to everybody who do what y'all do, but
you took a shot this morning.
I did want to ask Kissy if she wanted to, but I was like, she's at work.
Next break.
Okay. All right.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, so we only got 1 minute.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so Elon Musk dropped some new stuff. Well, he updated one thing and then announced some new things. So the iRobot, this is something that he's been talking about since 2021.
Is it called the iRobot?
It's actually a humanoid robot. It's named Optimus. But it's literally giving iRobot. I have some pictures for you guys. The iRobot or Optimus in these photos pouring drinks.
I'm not mad. I'm
pouring drinks.
I want a few.
I'm about it.
Them robots gonna be Me Tooing people in 30 years. Watch. In 30 years, them robots gonna be Me Tooing.
So this new version of Optimus, because they redid the design, is more human-like. It's an estimated $20,000 price tag. The goal of this is to perform tasks that are unsafe, repetitive, or boring. So like, there's videos of this robot folding T-shirts. Back in June, he said this robot could babysit your kids. Nick,
I mean, I'm with it. I need help.
Watch the kids.
20,
Not
40, 60, 80,
unsupervised.
100, 120. I done told her about 500,000 robots for you to watch the kids. Okay.
And he also said that this robot could just simply be a companion or a friend as well. But you know,
That gets weird.
A
companion?
People have safe animals as safety companions and all that stuff. So maybe, you know.
I don't know.
Nick,
I'm telling you.
This robot's going to be my landscaper. It's going to be washing my car. It's going to be my security.
The R2-D2
Think about it. It could be security.
That facts. That people going to be programming them to do wild stuff.
The R2-D2 movement, 30 years.
That's not the R2-D2. R2 Me Too.
That's right. R2 Me Too. R2 Me Too movement, 30 years. Watch.
Oh my God.
Watch.
Well, Nick, $20,000 price tag. I was going to say get the coin ready, but you got it.
He got it.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm
going to say maybe you could pre-order.
Facts. I was mad 2 Chainz was there. I was like, I didn't get the invite.
Yeah, Chainz was there. I seen Chainz there. He said he's ordering a couple too.
Elon, if you hear this, you listen. You need to invest over here.
All right. Well, that is Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, when we come back, we got front page news.
And also, 7 a.m. is the God hour. Okay, 7 is God's number.
What you doing?
And the gospel of Glorilla has arrived in the form of this album called Glorious.
What we doing?
So after the station ID plays, I want to hear Glorilla featuring Kirk Franklin, Maverick City Music, Kiara Sheard, and Shan Lamar.
Okay.
You worked with Kiara before too, right?
Yeah, that's family.
There's an anointing on Glorilla's life.
Facts.
And I'm not arguing with you heathens about it.
All right. And then Robert Kraft will be joining us, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Fat Joe is back to host the BET Hip Hop Awards 2024 from Dreas, Las Vegas, with Gunna, E40, Trina, Central C, and Travis Scott taking the stage. Premieres Tuesday, October 15th at 8/7 Central on BET. Search and post with hashtag Hip Hop Awards. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And Nick Cannon is our co-host this morning.
Sir.
And let's get back in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Well, let's get into it then. So former President Trump, he's going after the Biden-Harris administration again on the economy after some poor reports. The Consumer Price Index and the barometer of inflation rose more than expected in September. And initial filings for unemployment benefits also unexpectedly turned higher for last week. Speaking at the Detroit Economic Club on Thursday, Trump chided the White House and for keeping inflation higher than when he was in office. Let's hear from Trump on Kamala and the polls.
Under Biden and Harris, because of inflation, the economy has been a total disaster. But Kamala says that she can't think of one thing that she would do differently. That the only reason that the stock market has gone up is because Donald Trump is doing very well in the polls, and it looks like he's going to win.
Yeah, so the latest polling information shows that former President Donald Trump does have a slight lead over Vice President Kamala Harris in the critical swing states of Pennsylvania and Michigan. The Emerson College polling shows Trump with a 49% and Harris with 48% in the Keystone State, and they're tied at 49% in Michigan.
But you know what the truth is, though? The truth is inflation is at its lowest level since February of 2021. The problem is the price of everything else is too high. Mm-hmm. Like the price of actual goods is too high, but inflation is literally at its lowest level since February 2021.
That's right. They did make those cuts recently. Mm-hmm. But speaking of Michigan, Trump said that if he doesn't win in November, our whole country will end up like Detroit. Now, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, yeah, I know, right? Gretchen, what up, though? Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer responded to Trump on X by saying, keep Detroit out your mouth, and you better believe Detroiters won't forget this in November. Mayor Mike Dugan on social media, he said that a lot of cities should be like Detroit, adding that we did it all without Trump's help. Now, meanwhile, former President Barack Obama, he was on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris in Pennsylvania. He spoke in Pittsburgh yesterday where he told crowds America is ready to turn the page to a better story and elect Harris. Let's hear from former President Obama on voting.
So whether this election is making you feel excited or scared or hopeful or frustrated or anything in between, do not just sit back and hope for the best. Get off your couch and vote.
Yeah, Obama added that VP Harris has a great running partner in Governor Tim Walz. He went on to say that Obama says that she also understands the struggle of the middle class and outlined her plan to give financial help to first-time home buyers, new parents, and small business owners. Obama reminded voters of what the economy looked like when he left office in 2016. Let's hear more from the former President Obama.
And the reason some people think, wow, I don't know, I remember that economy when he first came in being pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good, because it was my economy.
That's up.
We had had 75 straight months of job growth that I handed over to him. It wasn't something he did. I had spent 8 years cleaning up the mess that the Republicans had left me the last time.
That is simply a fact.
Yeah. That's all.
Regardless how you feel about President Obama, that's the fact.
So, yes, in comparison, he said Donald Trump only gives tax breaks to corporations and the super rich. Speaking of Democratic vice presidential candidate, Tim Walz, he was being questioned after he strayed away from official Kamala Harris campaign position recently. The Minnesota governor told supporters in Seattle and Sacramento that the Electoral College needs to be abolished. However, the Harris campaign came out and said that that statement is not a part of their campaign agenda. So just to make that clear, that is Walz's opinion and how he feels. I don't necessarily disagree with him.
I agree with him. What's wrong with that statement? The Electoral College needs to be abolished.
Didn't need to be abolished.
Yes, I agree with you on that. I was saying I don't necessarily disagree with Walz by saying that, but it is not, so we can't hold him to the fire when, if something like that does not happen, because that's not a Harris campaign agenda item.
I hate the Electoral College. Like, it makes no sense.
Popular vote should win.
It should just be straight up vote.
Votes.
That's it.
I'm with you.
Absolutely. And while we're talking about vice presidential nominees, J.D. Vance on the other side of the aisle, he's making campaign stops in Greensboro. The Republican U.S. Senator from Ohio will be hosting a town hall at the Corey Convention Center tonight. And his special guest moderator will be former race car driver Danica Patrick. So, yeah. Well, let's bring it home to New York then. There's reportedly another investigation going on into the New York City Mayor Adams administration. I know, right? When the heads are rolling. Sources tell the New York Times the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is looking into the city's real estate leasing deals with commercial properties. The Times reports that investigators have seized phones from 5 people, and the investigation possibly centers around bribery and money laundering crimes. Now, Mayor Adams is fighting unrelated federal bribery and illegal campaign contribution charges. So this is on top of what's already going on. There are several other active probes in the Adams administration. So yes, I will continue to keep you guys updated on what's going on with New York City Mayor Eric Adams, his administration, and what's happening with all of those charges associated with that. So yeah, that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. You can follow me on social at Morgan Media, MorganMedia. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network and check us out at BINnews.com. Happy Friday. Cheers to the weekend.
Thank you, Morgan. All right, now when we come back, Robert Kraft will be joining us. Of course, he is the owner of the New England Patriots. He has a new campaign called Time Out Against Hate, and we're going to talk to him next. So don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Gerard that made you hire him as the first black head coach of the Patriots.
I saw him come in on our team as a 10th pick. We picked him in the first round, and that was actually at the time the highest pick we had ever had since I owned the team. That was in 2008. And the second year he was with, I think he got voted Defensive Rookie of the Year, number 1. And then in his second year with us, he got elected captain. And guys voted for him who had won Super Bowls.
Wow.
So it told me something, that he could get respect of people that, and in locker rooms, I watched little things. He played 8 years, and then he left us. He went into private industry, worked in private industry, reached back out and said he really wanted to get into coaching. And he coached us 3-4 years. So the varied experience was special. Now, I've taken 27 missions to the Holy Land, mainly Christians and athletes who haven't seen the country.
How about Israel?
Pardon?
Israel?
Yes.
Yeah.
When we were there, we had a group of athletes, and we were delayed at the airport, and I think there were like over 20. He organized them in the airport. He got a discussion going and showed just unique leadership. In life, when you're hanging with people, you connect for different reasons. And the light went off, and I said, anyone that can relate like this to young people, because the world is different than I bought the team 31 years ago.
Wow.
And, I've watched the transition of players, the impact of social media, how you relate. It's different. You got to adapt. And I just thought he had something special I respected. I called my eldest son from the Holy Land that night, and I said, I think I got our next head coach.
Wow.
That was 5 years ago.
What still excites you? I mean, you did the Super Bowl thing. You owned all different types of teams. You're a philanthropist. You travel around the world. What still...
You're rich as
Well, I was going to say that point, yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm comfortable.
What? Yeah, right.
If that's your version of comfortable, if that's your version of comfortable, we are poor.
Yeah, let me hold something comfortable.
Let me hold something comfortable.
Can I tell you something? And it's why, today we launched a campaign to stop all hate. But
Time
why?
out.
Why? Yeah, time out again. But why did I do it? Because I was a kid who lived in a walk-up apartment. I went to college on a full scholarship. I went to graduate business school on a full scholarship. Didn't have a car till I was 25. And I dreamt big, and I had my dreams. And I was able to make a number of them come true. Like, I own an NFL franchise in my hometown. I had a greater chance of being a starting quarterback in the NFL. There are 32 quarterbacks, and some of these teams don't sell for 100 years. But I did the things along the way I had to do, and we started a little paper and packaging company 52 years ago. We're in 127 countries today. And it's all because of our country and opportunities for anyone who wants to take advantage of it. And I see things changing, and that's why I started this campaign.
It seems like you've always, in more recent times, it seems like you've been involved in public service. Has that always been your thing? Have you always been involved in community issues and what's going on in society?
Yes, I was privileged to have great parents. I was sort of a wild kid, a middle child, and I had a mom and dad who gave me great love. But my mom really disciplined me, thank God. And, if you're blessed to have one or two parents who give you good love and discipline, that's worth more than financial resources for you to operate in the world, because it gives you a strong foundation. But to answer your question, I had a dad who, while he didn't have material riches, he was the greatest man I ever knew because he was spiritual. And he left me an ethical will. And he said, when you go to bed at night, make sure the people you've touched that day are richer for having known you.
Wow.
Even though he had modest income, he taught me a rule. He said, you always give 10% of whatever your income is away as a minimum to people who are more needy.
Oh, wow.
And the only thing I ever heard my parents argue about was about money, because he was so good, he never was able to accumulate. But I was blessed to have that legacy. So I ask all of us out there who are privileged to have kids to invest that time and energy and try to give similar values.
That's right.
Now, when did you, I don't want to say when did you realize, but a lot of times people with a lot of money don't understand how bad it is for other people because they're never there. But you, on the other hand, are completely opposite. Like, you do things that most people don't do. We've seen you do it with Meek. We see you do it with all these other organizations. Why?
Well, it goes back to my dad, but quality that we've lost in society today is empathy. You know, we don't listen to what's going on. And look, that's why I think your show is amazing. I don't know, you connect with 4 or 5 million people. You give a message.
8, but who's counting?
8 million. Maybe it's 12 and they're under-reporting.
Maybe.
So they don't have to pay you for those ads.
That's right.
The way they should. That's probably the case. But think about it. You're relating in a way that people can connect, and your messaging connects. And the thing that bothers me now is people are just going in their own lanes and not opening up. And especially social media is creating that where, you know, people just talk to one another in a way, you know, how did I build my businesses? I would relate to someone who was much different than I, and I had to listen to what that person was saying and maybe change my way or go to where that person is thinking. And then it's the only way you can do big things. But today, people aren't doing that. They're just going in their own lanes and staying with similar people. We got to change that.
I agree.
All right, we got more with Robert Kraft. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess, and we're still kicking it with Robert Kraft. Charlamagne?
What do you think the difference is? What's the difference between Time Out Against Hate and your nonprofit, the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism?
Well, you know, I started this Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism back in 2019 because I saw what was going on in Charlottesville and 17 guys carrying signs saying Jews or blacks won't replace us. And then in 19, the Tree of Life in a synagogue, you know, you have someone come and shoot and kill people. So with all our faults, and we still got to correct a lot of things, and I think the most injustices have been done to people of color. You know, you mentioned Meek. Can I just say this? Because
of course,
I had developed no one believes Meek and I are really friends. I had developed a relationship with him through a mutual friend, Michael Rubin, and he started calling me and asking me questions about how he could grow and prosper. And then he got thrown in jail for doing a wheelie and invited me to visit him in jail. Now, I'd never been to a jail. And going and visiting him in jail changed my life. I couldn't believe in the United States of America, we would take a guy, look, he could be out earning millions of dollars, hiring employees, paying people salaries that could help their family.
Paying taxes. And our system, you know, because of bigotry, is putting a guy in jail. It's great. And when I met him, it really changed my life. He was nice, and he told me they fixed up the jail when they painted it. They knew I was coming, which is crazy to me. And he was nice. I said, how come you don't have an edge? I'd be ticked. You know. And
he's used to it.
He's not allowed to have an edge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He said, I expected it. And then, you know, I got into it with my buddy. And I came out, by the way, and I spoke to the media after listening. He got out of jail 2-3 days later. And he told me I made a difference. It just told me how screwed up our system was. And we got to change this whole bail situation. And because of that, a few of us got together, you know, Michael and Jay-Z and Meek and myself, and we started this Reform Alliance to try. We have to correct that system. It's a great injustice in America.
I agree. I want to go back to something you said, though, because you have donated money to Democratic politicians. You donated the most money to President Obama's campaign out of all the NFL owners. But you talked about what happened in Charlottesville. You're also good friends with Donald Trump. And in 2017, you said Trump will be great for the economy. So how do you feel about him in 2024? Because he's fueled a lot of the dangerous things that have happened that you're talking about.
Yeah, well, let me just say, I'm a Democrat. I was head of the Democratic City Committee in Brookline and Newton, and I ran Teddy Kennedy's re-election campaign with a young man called Tommy O'Neill in Boston, who was Tip O'Neill's son. And I've always been Democratic. Donald Trump became a social friend in the early 90s when I was going down to Florida. And then when my wife of blessed memory died 13 years ago, he was one of 4 or 5 people who reached out to me and was really, really nice. The only donation I ever gave to him was he called me when he got elected, and I made a strong donation to his inauguration. I couldn't believe it. It was like having someone who's a drunk fraternity brother become president of the United States. I mean, I couldn't believe that, he was, and, I think he did things. I mean, I'll say this, since I was very upset what happened January 6th.
He led an insurrection in this country.
Pardon?
I think he led an insurrection in this country. Yeah.
And I haven't talked to him since then.
Let me ask you this. If you're against bigotry and you're against hate, why would you choose not to be involved in the election in this year with somebody like Trump having an opportunity to be back in the White House? You said you didn't like what he did on January 6th, led an insurrection in this country, so why wouldn't you want to be involved?
Once we take a side politically, then we alienate people. And I want everyone, what we're preaching in our foundation, and you look, we're able to get the 7 sports leagues and NASCAR, which is mid-America, and a different, I don't know how many NASCAR fans are listening to your show, but we were able to bring them all together, and they're all together preaching against hate and trying to keep civility, and still the greatest, with all our faults in this country, we're the greatest country for opportunity. Look what you folks are doing with this show. But we got to work at it.
Now, I wanted to know, so by you saying you're not getting involved in the election, are you going to vote though?
Absolutely.
Okay, but you just don't want to come out and say who you're voting for.
Well, yeah, because when you do that, let me just say this. People from both sides, both parties, right at the top, have reached out to us and want us to be involved. And I think we bring more value to this country and to people who are needy by being in the position we're in. And when you get involved in politics, it's sad to me. How do I benefit by demeaning anyone, any group that's given, even if they think differently than I want them to have their chance, but do it straight and be respectful of all.
Do you think that's the reason why your franchise is so successful?
That's because y'all cheat. Which I don't have a problem with. I wish my Cowboys would cheat.
Okay, but see what you're saying? That's what I call envy and jealousy. And
they haven't won in a long time.
Look at you folks. You're doing this show. You don't think there are people that hate you that you're so successful?
Absolutely. Of course.
And want to try to throw digs and throw.
Of course.
So jealous and envy. I have a saying. Actually.
Oh,
please. Thank you.
Yeah.
He don't
I thought the money was for us too. I was like, I'm in jealousy and envy.
Okay, this is an RKK.
Okay.
Read that.
Jealousy and envy are incurable diseases, and it's the one time it is better to be a recipient than a donor.
There you go.
You carry that around all the time?
Yeah, I give them out. Because
there's about 3 other things in your pocket you could have gave me other than
I know, I'm a slob. I carry it loose. Don't tell anyone.
All right, well, don't go anywhere. We're still kicking it with Robert Kraft. Of course, he's the owner of the New England Patriots, so keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess, and we're still kicking it with Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots. Charlamagne?
You know, I do want to ask, though, like, there's always this debate between Belichick and Brady and who's responsible for the Patriots' success. Did Tom need Bill or did Bill need Tom?
You know, it's like, well, I don't know. All right, you're not married.
No.
Hell no.
So a lot of guys are having their eye in that direction. I see. Are you two married?
Yes, 23 years.
Yep.
How many?
26 years. Well, married for 10, but we've been with my wife for 26 years.
Married 23 years.
So think about your marry. And by the way, that decision, if you get the right person, you're going to go through tough times.
Absolutely.
But you stay together, especially if you have kids, and the dividends you get later. But who's more responsible for keeping it together? How do you answer that? And that's...
That's easy, my wife.
Okay.
That's smart. But wait, so you and Belichick, like, what's the relationship now? Because, you know, it's been on and off rumors that y'all don't really like each other like that.
Look, I mean, I kept him for 24 years. I didn't enjoy having to fire him, but I tried to do it. If you look at the press conference and how it happened, try to do it in a classy way. And what he did for us was great. You know, people need to adapt. And if they don't, or look at you folks together, things can change. In life, it's about getting good chemistry and trust, and feel that, you know, our record the last 3 to 4 years wasn't what I wanted. And I had given him so much power. He had full control over everything, and shame on me. I should have had some checks and balances better. But he had earned that right. But then the results weren't there. And if you're in the sports business, you know, you win or you lose. There's no gray.
Right.
And I hate losing.
Now, Brady.
Were the Patriots ever seriously thinking about signing Colin Kaepernick?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Why didn't you?
Well, first of all, those are decisions. I've never, like, we just changed. We have a new quarterback starting this week. I let my football people make decisions. I'm happy to discuss things. I think it would have been a great thing for us to have hired him, because it would have been a great statement to the country, and, you know, here, the best team, the best coach, everything. The NFL is not a straight line business. Personnel decisions are a function of, you know, many things going on. When you bring in a quarterback, how does it affect the second and third quarterback? How does it affect the team? We're trying to do things that always build team first. And in America, what's happening now, and the NFL is the perfect example. If you don't have everybody on the same page, you're not going to win. You can have the greatest quarterback, but it's not like other sports where you can have one or two great people and it can impact, you know, great pitcher, great center. You know, in football, special teams can lose you a game if they let a run back go, or offense by fumbling. You can have the greatest defense, and your offense gives. So you need it's what has to go on in America. You need everybody pulling together, and it's hard.
So was it Rock Nation that was pushing for you to sign Cap, or why didn't you do it? Was he blackballed? Like, what was the reason that it just didn't happen?
Well, there were a lot of variables. It just I didn't make that final decision. There were serious considerations. In the end, the bottom line is every decision we're making with the NFL team on the game field is going to help us win or lose. The one thing we've said, they can draft whomever they want. They can do it. Except we never want to bring a person into our system who has done the wrong thing by women. That's not allowed. They're not, and I think in our third year of ownership, we drafted someone who had abused women in his fraternity. It was covered up to me. It was a guy who should have gone in the first or second round. We got him in the fifth or sixth round. And when I found out after the draft, we cut him.
So Jabril Peppers right now is all over the news for domestic violence charges against his significant other. And in the beginning of it, Jared Mayo has said that you guys didn't know enough to not allow him into the facility, and then that changed. Now he's on the commissioner's exempt list. So do you guys conduct your own investigations? What was found? Like, what was the change there? Because I know
we are doing. That's a very good question. And we're living in a world now with so much on social media and so much that's reported is unfair in these kind of situations. And when you read the thing initially, it turns your stomach. Mm-hmm. But we've learned, and I don't know the facts in this case, and Gerard called me, we spoke about it. Once he goes on the commissioner exempt list, they do their independent checking. We're doing ours. And if was reported as true, he's gone. There have been some suggestions that this was a setup, and a lot of what's reported is not accurate. I just
not to cut you off.
If I can just finish that. I've seen in life that if someone, take any one of the three of you, you have profiles. If someone could set up something and say something that's just not true.
That's a fact.
Yeah. And there's nothing. So one of the things, and I've personally had that happen with me. So, I have a saying that I use to all my key people. In important decisions in life, you measure 9 times and you cut once. And I think in this case, if what's been reported is true, he's gone. But we want to get the facts.
I got one last question for you. Why do you think you're not in the NFL Hall of Fame? Because I don't know why you're not. It makes no sense to me.
Read that card.
Jealousy and envy.
Wow.
I don't really, to be honest, I don't care. Because on merit, I think most people who are objective, I know this is people, it doesn't mean anything to me. What I'm doing more in my foundation to combat, that has a greater impact. Whether it just, I think the Hall, and it's happened with other people, so it demeans the value of it. It should be an objectivity. The key thing is to dream your dream, hang with good people of good character, and build bridges. And that's what my life is about.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Kraft, we appreciate you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm honored to be here, and I congratulate you all for building the equity brand that you've done here.
Well, it's
That's right.
It's Robert Kraft. Thank you. This is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess.
Nick Cannon is here as well.
He's our guest co-host this morning.
It's crazy. Robert Kraft pulled all that money out of his pocket and didn't leave nothing on the table with a damn card.
Yeah.
Pulled all that money out of his pocket and left us a card.
You are a bird.
It was all $100 bills, too.
That's what I'm What else?
A used card, too.
A used card. You know what I'm
Even a
saying?
new one.
Had a bunch of new hundreds in a used card.
Jesus Christ. All right, don't forget Nick Cannon is going to be at the Barclays tonight. So if you're in New York City or if you can make it to New York, Wildin' Out Live at the Barclays tonight, get your tickets. And let's get to Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mack.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a culture show.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
Kayla Nicole is again addressing the Travis Kelce breakup
Look
issues.
at you. You can't keep Travis Kelce name out your mouth, can you, Lauren? This is crazy.
Anyway, so she is again addressing it because you guys remember they were dating from 2017 to 2022.
I was hating.
I didn't remember.
I was happy for my girl.
Okay.
You definitely had a picture in your
Why do
phone.
we know her in
Wait, why are we doing celebrity news? You
No,
mean?
no, no. I'm just saying, why do we know? Where did we meet her as a coach, as the culture?
I feel like we're her dating Travis Kelce, right?
That was
so for me. I knew her before that because she also is a broadcaster and like a journalist. She's in sports though, but I think a lot of people met her as Travis Kelce's girlfend.
Okay. That's what I wanted.
That was shady. Why
No, it was not shady.
I was dead.
He was asking.
I was saying, why do we know? Is it she's a girlfriend or was she?
Okay.
Like you said, you just gave her props because she's a journalist. That's why I'm trying to.
Okay, all right. I'm just
It's so messy.
And this is when Travis was black fishing, right?
He was so
yeah,
messy.
this is when Travis had the
Black
Timbs
fishing.
in the beard.
Okay.
This is when he was cute. So
Damn.
So she sat down with Angel Reese. Shout out to Angel Reese and her podcast. And they talked a lot about a bunch of different things. So originally when Travis Kelce and Kayla Nicole broke up, the rumors were that she broke up with him because he was making her go 50-50 on things. Let's take a listen.
Oh, there was a rumor that they were saying that you stopped messing with him at one point because of 50-50.
Oh, the splitting the bills.
The splitting 50-50, yeah, the 50-50 rumor. What was the tea on that?
Yeah, do I look like anybody that would split anything?
So you guys broke up at that point because...
Wow. No, this is the question. Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills?
What's wrong with that?
Okay. So yeah, that was ridiculous. But he addressed that too, though.
So
that was, I don't even know why that even became a thing. Yeah, that was never an issue in our relationship, but it was definitely a rumor on the internet.
What you mean? What's wrong with that? So your parents decides if you go 50-50 or not.
By the way, baby, I know a lot of girls now. Living off the appearance. Okay.
She was just with Angel Reese at the.
Yep, they were there.
If I was there, I would have said no. You don't.
She's beautiful.
She's a beautiful
I said you look broke.
That's
why. She's a beautiful one.
I would have just been messing with her.
So that's like Angel's homegirl. I thought. Yeah.
So she's Angel's homegirl because of the sports connection. So then Angel Reese has the podcast called Unapologetically Angel, and she brought Kayla Nicole on it to have a conversation about what she's doing now, life in general, but they did get into Travis Kelce. Now, you had your response to the do I look like I go 50-50? It's women who, that's how she feels.
I would have told her she looked broke. So you don't look like you go 50-50. Just to be an a-hole, I would have said that. Okay, just to bring her down to earth a little bit.
So that's how you feel? The better you look, the more you feel like you should have to put in a relationship?
That's not how I feel, but I do know women that feel that way. Like if they pull up a certain way, they shouldn't have to be responsible for anything. And they live their life like that. And I know women who live a great life that way. I mean, they put up with a lot more, in my opinion, than I probably would be able to. But
I got a rule.
To each his own.
I don't pay for nothing for anybody who got more money than me or look like they got more money than me. So if you pulling up looking like you got that bag, you don't need my help. She need me to go 54.
It's normally people with the bag though enjoy paying for stuff, and that's
we were just having that conversation in the room, right? So I know
you enjoy.
So why you ain't buy breakfast this morning, Nick?
I ain't eat. Ain't nobody offered breakfast anyway.
I got your team stuff.
Nobody offered you breakfast?
Nah. Charlamagne did.
I did. I said, do you want something from Starbucks? I'm doing a Starbucks run.
That's not breakfast.
You throwing trees on the low up here. You first mean feed you, now Kayla Nicole. Who is she?
I didn't say. You said that. You see how I was asking. Let's set the playing field to who we talking about. That's all I was saying.
Also, don't act entitled. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't like entitlement in no other place. So why do we like people that act entitled like that? You're not entitled to anything.
But if she feels like she is, and a man is willing to do that for her, what's the issue? That's her. That's her situation.
Salute to her, though.
Right. Okay. And
you better not try that, Lauren.
I'm not a do I look like I go 50-50, but however
we see you fighting with that eyelash every morning. We know you can't go 50-50. Not yet, but you on your way, Lauren. I believe in you. I believe in you.
First of all, Uncle Grumpy, I'm 100% holding down everything over here.
That's right.
And in previous relationships, even when I pulled up as big dog, I'm always down to support. But I don't even want to date nobody that I have to have that conversation with. If you need me, I got you, and if I need you, you got me. But mind your business about my eyelash, my finances, and my men, because you over here messing up a lot of stuff for me recently. Okay? Okay?
We're going to put that on record. Too. She hit you with the claw.
I was going to cut my nails this week, but I need it for you.
She told me to stop bringing up her hoes, okay? I'm messing up her hoes.
Anyway.
How many hoes you got?
Anyway,
This is what we're doing right now.
Nerves. I heard
how many hoes you got?
Anyway, then she also started talking about, why did I just get hot?
Look at you, forgot. You tired of them calls.
So
I'm just one of your hoes?
Tell her. Whoa.
There you go.
This is really not going to help, guys. Dang, I'm trying to live a prosperous life, and y'all just... She also addressed the Taylor Swift stuff because, and this is the second time she's addressed it. She also talked about this on the Pivot too, but she got a lot of dragging publicly when it was announced that he was now dating Taylor Swift because people were comparing her and saying he leveled up. Like they were talking about status, money, whatever. But she, she's saying like that level of fame, it got crazy. So let's take a listen.
I would be lying if I said that level of hate doesn't impact me. It does.
Yeah.
Even to this day.
Yeah.
You could go to my most recent post and it will be people debating each other why I am worthless and I'll never be a talented person and I have no career and I'm a bum, and I think that there's something about that level of fame that attracts crazy people, and it's unfortunate because I've never done anything to warrant that kind of backlash. But
would you ever get in a public relationship again though?
I don't see myself doing that anytime soon. No.
Yeah. If you guys would see each other, like, are you guys cool or no?
I mean, I would probably hit him with a head nod. That's about it. Okay.
Damn.
She gotta hit him with the head nod though. If they hug or talk too long, it's a whole media blitz about how they're rekindling a Miss Taylor Swift.
You think you know how to head
nod?
nod back? You don't be around no black people no more. You think you know how to return the head nod?
No.
It'd go down.
You probably hit
He
your
wouldn't hit the
knees.
up.
It wouldn't go down.
I like her though. She got like a cool disposition. She she's handling all of this very well.
She don't have a choice. It's either because she's also building a career at the same time as a sports analyst. So it's like either you go hide or you pop out and you continue to do shows. And they critique everything she does. Like she reported on Travis Kelce a couple days ago, and they were like, it was shady. She was weird about how she did it. If you listen to the audio, she just got through the report. It was very not. But she doesn't have a choice. I mean, and I think she's using it to her ability, and more power to her.
What you think, Nick? You got that look in your eye. Baby mama number 16 on the way.
She was with Angel at the Wild 'N Out show the other day.
You want
He didn't
more?
say no. He did not say no.
Wait, there more?
More what?
Kids, because you didn't say no more kids.
I've been said that. Whatever God has planned for me is how I'm gonna walk that walk.
Kayla, you better. If we see her at another Wild 'N Out, we already know the walk has been walking.
All right. Well, that was Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Charlamagne.
Yes.
Who you giving that down to?
4 after the hour, we need the former president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with him. Detroit, what up, though?
All right. We'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Fat Joe is back to host the BET Hip Hop Awards 2024 from Drea's Las Vegas with Gunna, E40, Trina, Central C, and Travis Scott taking the stage. Premieres Tuesday, October 15th at 8/7 Central on BET. Search and post with hashtag Hip Hop Awards.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Trump, please step up to the congregation.
Yes, you are adults.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
He's a jackass.
Yes, Donkey today for Friday, October 11th goes to the former president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Oh, the mayonnaise is heavy with this one. Now, we are 25 days away from the presidential election, and if you notice, the candidates, Donald John Trump and Kamala Devi Harris, are spending a lot of time in the battleground states. 7 states usually decide the election. Those states are Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So over the next 25 days, you will see the candidates in those states a lot, especially Michigan and Pennsylvania, which is why I still don't understand why Tim Walz was picked over Josh Shapiro, but who cares? In life, you must play with the cards you've been dealt. Now, Donald Trump was campaigning in Michigan yesterday, and he was speaking to the Detroit Economic Club at the Motor City Casino, and he was doing what some would call rambling. But as he said on my guy Andrew Schultz's Flagrant 2 podcast, he was expressing his genius ability to weave. Can we hear him talk about his genius ability to weave first, Red?
You know, I do a thing called a weave. Yeah. And there are those that are fair that say, this guy is so genius. And then others would say, oh, he rambled. I don't ramble. If I start a story, what you do is you weave things and you do it. You have to have certain things. You need an extraordinary memory because you have to come back to where you started. Yes. A weave is only good if you come back.
For that. It's true. You can go all the way over here and then get back.
I can go so far here or there. And I can come back to exactly where I started. Now, someday when you don't come back to where you started,
you're Biden.
Then you say, no, but the weave is the way.
Now, I played that because I want you to know the media calls what Trump does rambling. But as you can hear him explain, he's fully aware of what he's doing and what he's saying. So when we hear him say certain things, let's not believe he's just talking. Let's not believe he's just rambling. He means every word. So in Detroit, Trump was speaking at length about the threat he believes Vice President Kamala Harris poses to the U.S. if she wins, and he decided for whatever reason to just take his alleged pamper off and defecate all over Detroit. Let's go to CBS Detroit for the report, please.
Well, it's not every day that a presidential candidate comes to a city to diss the same city that he's standing in. That's exactly what the former president did this afternoon. Now, it's anyone's guess exactly how this will fare for him come November, but Detroiters have opinions.
The whole country is going to be like, you want to know the truth? It'll be like Detroit. Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president.
Disparaging remarks given by President Donald Trump on Wednesday at a campaign stop in the city has Detroiters up in arms. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan tweeting, "Lots of cities should be like Detroit, and we did it all without Trump's help." Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer also chimed in, saying, "Keep Detroit out of your mouth, and you better believe Detroiters won't forget this in November."
Detroit, what up, though? If America turns into Detroit, that would be great. I mean, we'd have soul, resilience. That's what the R on this hoodie I'm wearing stands for, resilience. Everybody who listens to us on WJLB in the beautiful Motor City, what's happening? Drop on the clues bombs for them, okay? Michigan is a crucial battleground state, so, yeah, Trump decided to come to Michigan and insult the largest city by both population and size in Michigan. And by the way, Detroit is considered to be on an upswing. You saw what the mayor tweeted out. They just read that on the news report. You heard what Big Gretch said. Big Gretch said Detroit is the epitome of grit, defined by winners willing to get their hands dirty to build up their city and create their community, something Donald Trump could never understand. So keep Detroit out your mouth. And you better believe Detroiters won't forget this in November. That's right. You got to come to the defense of your city. I don't understand why Trump would come to Michigan and insult the biggest city in Michigan. But I'm going to tell you right now, when I say I don't understand, like Trump, I'm basically a truthful person. Actually, I'm lying because I know exactly why he has no problem insulting Detroit, because Donald Trump knows that a lot of his supporters simply don't care about black people. Let's be clear about it. Vice President Kamala Harris is a woman of color, black and Indian. When Trump says the whole country is going to be like Detroit if she becomes president, he's telling folks that they need to fear America becoming too black. Not only will you have a black woman president, but Detroit used to be the blackest city in America. I believe it still is. If not, it's still very, 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 very black. I did some research, and by research, I mean I asked ChatGPT, and it said 78% of its population identifies as black. 78%. Okay, so Trump was telling all those folks there, if Vice President Kamala Harris becomes president, America will be very black. We got to stop calling these things racist dog whistles. Okay, these are white supremacist bullhorns at this point. If you don't see the play by now, then you don't want to see it. Okay, nobody plays in the white racial grievances like Donald Trump. Saying America is going to be like Detroit if Kamala Harris wins is just coded language that attracts racists. So please let Kathy Griffin give Donald Trump the biggest hee-haw.
Please give this giant jar of mayo the biggest hee-haw.
Salute to everybody in Detroit. What up, Doe?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be there tonight in Detroit.
I'm going to be there Tuesday. I want to talk to Detroit for a second. I'm going to be in Detroit on Tuesday, and I would like for, some people from Detroit to join me as I sit down and have a conversation with our Vice President Kamala Harris. Okay, yes, I'm going to have a conversation with the Vice President live on iHeartRadio. You know our listeners are very passionate. Remember the brother Tone that called up the other day?
Yep.
And he had a lot of grievances, a lot of things he wanted to get off his chest. I want local voices from Detroit and voices from all the battleground states to get the opportunity to ask Vice President Kamala Harris some questions. I know we got some pressing issues to talk about. The future of the nation is decided by who we elect. So I want to tell Detroit and the whole country, don't miss an event we are calling We the People, a conversation with Vice President Kamala Harris and myself, Charlamagne the God, this Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here. And when I mean right here, whatever station you are listening to me on in your market, you will hear the conversation Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Now, if you listen to us on the iHeartRadio app, there's a feature called Talkback. Use the Talkback mic and send me your questions right now. Right now, go to the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app and send your questions for We the People, a conversation with Vice President Kamala Harris and myself, Charlamagne the God, happening Tuesday at 5 p.m. on iHeartRadio.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today.
Absolutely.
Now, when we come back, Resmaa Menakem will be joining us. He has a new book, The Stories of From My Grandmother's Hands. It's a children's book.
Well, it's a book that's been out for a couple of years. Fantastic book, one of my favorite books ever. I recommend it to everybody, but he just turned it into a children's book.
That's right.
And he'll be at my 4th annual Mental Wealth Expo tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
That's right.
Marriott Marquis in Times Square.
And if you're in New York City, Nick Cannon's going to be at the Barclays tonight.
We going up.
That's right. So make sure you get your tickets. Wildin' Out will be hitting the Barclays. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
she moved. You watched how she got down, what she recoiled from, what she leaned into, right?
Her sense.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I'm just saying, it's so crazy. I'm connecting to this book like this, but it's because my grandma is a big part of my life.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so all we did with the book was bring all that stuff together and have our people begin to work with these pieces that are already percolating. Like, I know you got daughters, right? So beginning to work with your own pieces, and you talk about your healing journey a lot, right? Working with those pieces actually gives room for your children. When you have more room in your nervous system, when you've worked with some pieces, your children pick up on the room that's available to them. It becomes more resourcing. So what me and Brother T. Michael did was to try and put a book in very small little lines, to try and put a book together that would allow our people to begin to explore these pieces as opposed to getting rid of, especially during this time of what's happening in Palestine, during this time of what our people have gone through and the connection and how empire just destroys people's bodies. I think this book is really important right now.
How difficult was it to, and I don't take this the wrong way, but almost to dumb it down so that a 3-year-old can understand it? You know what I mean?
You know, I think you say that because what our interest was to apply concepts that are tangible and like sensory. Because we all, as you pointed out, I could smell.
Yeah.
I could feel, I could touch.
Yeah.
And so each of the pages are couplets. There are 2 pages per grandmother. So it's a different name for a grandmother for every 2 pages, which speaks to the different variety of black and brown women who are grandmothers. And so through each of those, we experience an opportunity for the reader and for the child to say, all right, my grandmother. And hand is no accident, because
that's right.
The hand is such a healing thing. It's the salve, it's the soother, it's the patter, it's the giver. You know, so the idea of a hand being symbolic and the grandmother being that who's always offered us that sense of soothing and healing. And that art, music, poetry, literature opens and heals the wound at the same time. So this opens a space. We go, oh, right. And then it cleaves. You know, the word cleave is fascinating because in this book we cleave. The word cleave means to close, but it also means to open.
Yeah, right.
So it's one word that has opposite meanings, but still the same word. The book asks the reader to cleave to that which is really integral to growing and to healing, and to release.
One thing I would say is, growing up as a kid, all we had was books, right?
Right.
So, we had one TV, and that which is usually in the living room, and you watched it as a
2
family.
TVs, one with the sound on the top and the one with the...
Right. So, then TVs became more affordable, and then TVs started watching your kids and putting your kids to sleep.
Right.
And then they start iPads and cell phones, which is now putting your kids to sleep for a lot of parents. How do we get people to get back to reading to their kids and make sure their kids have the knowledge that are in these books?
When they watching you read,
exactly right.
And you're reading to them before they go to bed.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I hear your question. Say, how do we relearn as adults, as the parent, as the guardian?
Because parents make excuses. They work all day, now they're tired. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, and they leave less time for the kids' education. They'll take them to sports all day long and support them in their games and baseball, softball, basketball. But when it comes to this is almost, I don't want to say a lost art, but it's a lost art.
Not in my house. But the thing is, what's happening by us being here in this conversation, it has to be modeled by people who are opinion leaders, who are in those that people look to. If we see when Lamar Burton had Reading Rainbow, reading was really an amazing thing for you because he stepped out of this roots construct into speaking to the roots of people by pages. And so we have to just have spaces where we have conversations like these to talk about reading is cool.
It's cool.
All right, we got more with Resmaa Menakem. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess, and we're still kicking it with Resmaa Menakem. His new book, The Stories from My Grandmother's Hands, the children's book, is out right now. Charlamagne?
The other thing that I was going to say is what makes kids gravitate towards books, especially my daughters, is the artwork.
Yes, artwork.
We didn't have this growing up.
Yeah.
You didn't see, black bodies, black people, black faces on books like that. As soon as I bring this home, they're gonna be all over.
You have some real photos in here too.
That's right.
So my grandmother right there.
Yeah, that's
his grandmother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what y'all need to know is that the artist. So there's 3 of us that put the book together. The artist that did that is a. So these aren't illustrations. These are actually paintings and mixed media paintings. So this is Leroy Campbell. So in our community, we know who Leroy Campbell is, like Leroy Campbell and Charles Bibb. So when we wrote it, we sent it to him, and he just started putting the pieces together for each one.
We shared some ideas about what we thought the pictures needed to have in.
That's right. The music goes with each line in the book. Right? That's why we wanted people to be able to download it and have it readily available to them. That's why it's wrapped in plastic, is because we don't want people to open up the book and then take a picture of the code in order to download the thing. So Leroy did all of the art pieces to that. And he didn't do it on computer. He did it straight. It took him 2 years to get all of that together. That's why they feel so rich. That's why the sense of it is the way that it is. So this book for me is probably to date one of the most important books I've ever done. And
is it true y'all gave away 6,000 copies?
Gave away 6,000. We gave away 6,000 free copies to people in our community. All you had to do is sign up for it, and we gave them because we wanted our people to have it first, right? Because a lot of times what ends up happening is that when we make stuff available, the white folks have access to technology. The white folks have access to, people with means have access to it. So we wanted to make sure all you got to do is sign up. We covered all of the postage, we covered everything, and we gave away 6,000 copies.
And I'm gonna go back to family stuff. My granny again would say telegraph, telephone, telenegro. Telegraph, telephone, telenegro.
Once you tell that Negro boy, it's gonna get around faster than that. It's gonna get around faster. And so the black folk knew that we had something they were gonna want to have.
And they came.
That's right.
They came.
And flocked in droves. And I'd love to. Would it be possible that we read a couplets?
Yeah, I just read the whole book. I can't wait to call my grandma. Like, it just feels like, I mean, I was raised by my mom and my grandma, so it feels so home. Like, I read the whole book, but you
I'd love to do that.
Want to read something on here? Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you.
And I love that it's one-liners, too, because it's going to cause conversation.
Exactly. And we want to pause at each point. Now, the first, the pictures cannot be seen. They're good pictures. The first couplet, and as I said, they're couplets, 2 pages per grandmother. My grandmother's hands are big like sunrise, with fingers thick and coarse like the cornrows braided into her silver gray hair. My grandmother's hands picked cotton.
Conversation started right there.
Right there.
That's it. Right there.
What? She did. And these hands all the hands are exaggerated so that people can see the depth of what the story and the hands have done. Then this next couplet, just stop here, this next one, we refer to this grandmother as Granny. Some of us know the Granny, right? So, my granny's hands rest on her belly as she hums and sighs, rocks and sways like leaves swirling in the breeze. My grandmother's hands left handprints on my heart. Handprints on your heart? What you mean, man? So like each couplet, like the music, and like integrating, diversifying your portfolio. We have the album to ensure that the reader and the parent or the guardian has a chance to recognize there's a synergy. There's a way of integrating all these elements. And sensory stuff is what black folks brown people came to understand. It was about learning auditorily, the oral tradition, all these things, making stuff by hand, watching a grandmother cook. So all these pages speak to artwork that shows a grandmother cooking, shows a young child with a wheelchair. So there are all these things that say everybody has access, everybody can see themselves in the picture.
That's right. One last thing. So what we did is that each of the terms that we use for grandmother were specifically picked. And the reason why we picked it, we wove a lot of things into this book in order to have people begin to inquire and ask questions. So what we did was we picked names from the 5 different nations that brutalized us. Okay, so there's a name for Portuguese for grandmother. There's a name for English for grandmother. There's for Spanish. So the reason why we did that is that we wanted our people to begin to work with those pieces and then begin to inquire over time. Like why is she saying grandma this, but on this one she's saying that? and hopefully people will begin to look at how black bodies have been traumatized even before we got here, right? And so a lot of the things, the music, are all points of inquiry, and that's we tell the parents, listen before you ever even read the book to your child. It may be a month or two before you read the book to your child. Listen to the music, download it onto your computer, and then just walk around and listen to the music. And then that will begin to stir stuff for you, stuff that you have intended to. So that way, when you read to your babies, you can begin, they will pick up on both the constriction and the resource.
I can't wait to read this to my daughters tonight,
Definitely
man.
pick this book up, man. We appreciate you brothers for joining us.
And you know,
on the front, there's also people can take workshops with me and with me. All you got to do is scan. There's a lot of scans in the book.
And the good brother Resmaa Menakem is going to be at the 4th Annual Mental Wealth Expo.
That's right.
Tomorrow, this Saturday.
That's right.
From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Marriott Marquis in Times Square. So
you have a book signing?
And we got a book signing tomorrow at Sisters Uptown Book
Friday or Saturday, is it?
Friday.
So say tonight.
No, so tonight we have a book signing. We had one up in Kingston yesterday. 200, 300 people showed up. Tonight we're gonna. It ain't quite 3,000 to 5,000, but
it's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right, because all them people in the room and they need to be focused on him. Don't only let that go.
And everybody ain't free at the Mental Wealth Expo, but Resmaa's going to be at his book signing.
That's right.
I'll be there. That's right.
All right. Well, it's Dr. Resmaa Menakem. T. Michael Rambo, we appreciate you, brothers, for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And make sure you go get the book,
please.
The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I can't wait to read this tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club.
What up, y'all? It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess, and it's time for Pass the Off.
Go. Baby. Cause that's my DJ. Say go DJ. Cause that's my DJ. Yeah, DJ, come spin, now come spin.
What up, Nyla?
Hey, how
Big
are you?
Nyla.
What's up, guys?
And gal.
Yes.
I know what you meant,
guys
girl.
was not gender specific.
You don't know
guys
we had
just
Black women don't see each other. I understand.
Wow.
This is
my
mom. Yeah, I
don't
know
right
why you
here.
did that. That was
Okay.
mad whack.
Yeah.
Actually, our video of us partying in the studio.
When you talked me into twerking at work.
Yes. Oh my God, did so well. But a lot of people in the comments were saying how happy they are to see two women in radio not hitting each other, supporting
Having a
each
good
other.
time.
So I think.
All you dressed was the guys in the room.
I
Me,
said
Red, and Envy.
no. I said, hey guys. Guys is a plural, kind of
Don't
like
let
them.
this black man.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
When's the last time you've been in school?
No.
You obviously don't know.
It's not my fault y'all don't see each other. I'm not. Why are you tripping off me?
You want to talk about somebody not seeing somebody, Charlamagne? Do you really want to do this?
Yes. I do. Let's talk about it.
It's time for Pass the Off.
It's time for Pass the Ox. I'm not about to sit up here and play with you, man. All right, so as y'all know, J. Cole is back. Okay,
Yes.
He dropped
Look at you
the
excited. Look at you.
Yeah, J. Cole is back.
Back doing what?
Stop playing.
Back doing what about J. Cole is crazy.
I'm asking, what is he back doing?
How fast
I didn't know
y'all
he left.
forget.
That's what I'm saying. What is he back doing?
That's cat behavior because you text me when the record drops. So don't act like you wasn't on it. All right, poor Antonio. You are so stank.
That's dope. He's going in on it. He's
It's
spitting on
very
it.
dope. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
dope.
But like I said yesterday, okay, like you got to lift Drake's head up, keep Drake's head up. You know what I'm saying?
Stop
Rub him
it.
on the back, let him know everything's
I don't
gonna
know
be
why
okay.
you feel the need to defend Kendrick.
Why
in
does
the
he
song.
feel the need to defend his decision so much?
That's his.
J. Cole
this is
made
the
a
first
great
time
decision.
we're doing it.
J. Cole
Time
made
we're
a great
doing it, though.
decision. He's protecting his peace. I thought it was G. Who cares what the internet got
Because
to say
this is
about
his
it?
therapy. He's rapping through his
J.
therapy.
Cole is like a diary entry rapper. Like he lets us. He's introspective. Like he gives us.
Introspective.
He gonna give it to
I
us
feel
and
like
then
he's still
come back
explaining
and
himself.
explain.
I don't like that.
Salute to J. Cole.
I feel like you feel the need to defend Kendrick for no reason at
This ain't
all.
got nothing to
It's
do with
okay.
Kendrick. Who's saying anything about Kendrick?
You keep inserting Kendrick.
You see,
talking
come on. You see, let me show you how Kendrick did a number on the game. Let me tell you how Kendrick ruined J. Cole and Drake forever. He's really the boogeyman.
I mean, I'm so sorry. And
Kendrick
sorry, I've
is
been
really the
working here a long
boogeyman.
time.
You should have talked
But-
about the skins. You know what he said? He said him and Drake make one black man.
That's a fact. That's a scientific fact.
I mean, because it's half. Half
All
black
right.
people.
All right. So why are you even talking
Yo,
about
I'm just trying to
But
keep
you know
it
how
about
Kendrick
the
is really the
music.
boogeyman?
Sharp.
Nobody said nothing about Kendrick. Here she goes. You feel the need to defend Kendrick, the boogeyman.
Charlotte.
Only Big K.
Guys, it's not a debate. We got to go.
Either one of them, yeah.
We got two other records to get to.
A few other lines I just wanted. A few other lines I wanted to mention was they instigate the free because it's profitable. Y'all ain't stopping me in the hook, which makes me feel like an album is coming. I hope an album is coming.
You never quote lyrics like this. You are a real J. Cole fan. I love it. Go ahead.
By the way, these are all revelations that J. Cole just came to in the last 365 days. He definitely just put out a diss record in the last year.
And he apologized. And he's doing work. He's working on himself. Are people not allowed to help? We've allowed you to grow, okay?
Child, ain't much grow over there. Ain't grown. You said what? He ain't grown. Ain't so much grow over there.
I'm perfectly fine with Cole making his decision. I said that when it happened. He protected his peace, so stop explaining it, my brother.
The next record I want to get into is Jordan Ward and Junie. They did a tape together, and I'm actually featured on the tape. Make sure you guys listen to the full thing.
You rapping?
I'm doing a little something, but the record's called Homebody that I'm promoting today.
That's all.
Okay.
Yes, shout out to Jordan, St. Louis. Shout out to Junie from the DMV. I love them. And next, I'm going to go with Lil Durk's new joint featuring Honcho.
We got to hear more. You can't cut it off right. What does he mean?
Sex don't feel the same when you in love?
It's better.
It means better? Is that what it means?
I'm assuming that's
what I got to look up these lyrics because I know Indy ain't happy about that.
But why is that young man rapping about sex pills and honey packs, though? He's too young for that.
Well, the youngins, they be doing it. They be testing it out, seeing if it work.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a heighten or like a
it's like how people
have a heart attack.
Sometimes people be people be popping perks to see what that's like too.
Nah, in my day we had the ginseng stone. Remember the ginseng stone? You get it and you wet it and then you rub it on your pee-pee.
What is going on? The gas station pill?
Envy said I wasn't in that day.
You know, say get it stout, the beer, get it stout. They say that does it.
Henny definitely. Henny is a laxative and an aphrodisiac. Remy too.
Definitely laxative.
Okay, I think I get what Dirk meant.
What Dirk said?
Because he said, sex don't feel the same when you in love. Sex don't feel the same when you leave the club. Arguing back and forth, I hate that. I hate you. Got some friends that ain't in relationships. They pretend to be your friend, but they really basic B word. So I think he's saying when feelings get involved and like then you start arguing, beefing about stupid stuff, it can make the other part of it not fun. But I mean, the toxic person in me, never mind.
Oh my God.
Nah, because that's totally understandable.
Well, makeup. All right.
Sex and Love is amazing.
Yeah, I thought
I said it's the best. That's all we got time for, though.
Yep.
Yeah, because y'all argued about Drake and Kendrick for 2 hours.
No. First of all, I love how you left out Cole. My G.
See? All right.
I want to give it down.
Oh, I did forget.
Can we just give a shout out?
Can
we give a shout out to Glorilla? Glorilla just dropped her project.
I'm so sorry. Please don't hit me with
Glorilla just dropped her debut album. We didn't get to play it, but it's fire. I really love the Lotto record. I really like the Sexy Red record.
What about Kirk Franklin?
I really like the Kirk Franklin record. That was going to be my third pick.
We've been playing Glorilla all morning, so it's fine.
All right, well, what you got going
on? Game for the Gods. I'm going to be in D.C. tonight with Dame Ritter.
Game for the Gods?
That's what it's called. Okay. Game for the Gods. Ray Daniels, Dame Ritter, and I. We doing D.C. Friday, Saturday, Atlanta, and then New York on Monday. So pull up on us if you're just interested in trying to build network within the music industry. And make sure y'all follow me on the gram at Nyla Simone, NYLA SYMONEEE. Tune into the podcast. We Need to Talk, WNTTLK on all platforms.
All right. Now, when we come back, we got my mix, the People's Choice mix. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Fat Joe is back to host the BET Hip Hop Awards 2024 from Dreas, Las Vegas, with Gunna, E40, Trina, Central C, and Travis Scott taking the stage. Premieres Tuesday, October 15th at 8/7 Central on BET. Search and post with hashtag Hip Hop Awards. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. Nick Cannon's still here. Now, Nick, tell everybody what you're doing tonight in Brooklyn.
Selling out the Barclays Center. You know what we doing. We got a bunch of special guests going to be there. The Wildin' Out Live tour. Shouts out to my man Rick Ross. He going to be rocking with his Ride 49. And, in New York coming out. So, we bringing out a whole bunch of people.
And what other cities you hitting?
Man, we everywhere from, we going Maryland, we going New Orleans, we going Miami, obviously LA. We doing that on the 18th, so that's the next one after
so
tonight.
If you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. There's still some few tickets available, and get there early. They start on time. All right, just let you know they start on time.
Facts.
All right, now Charlamagne, you doing something this weekend as well?
Yes, my 4th annual Mental Wealth Expo is tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Marriott Marquis in Times Square. You know it's a free event, open to all ages. Dr. Alfie Breland Noble will be there, Dr. Rita Walker, Dr. Jay Barnett, Elliot Connie, Shaka Sinclair, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Yeah.
You're very
Why
familiar
y'all never
with
invite me to this?
That's a very good question.
we got the same passion,
right.
the same warriors in this mental wellness fight.
You staying this weekend or you flying out?
I'm flying out.
You flying out. Damn. But it's funny you say that because I found Dr. Cheyenne Bryant because of you.
Yeah.
That's how I got introduced to her. So
we rock together.
So make sure you come there this weekend. It's absolutely positively free.
Positively free, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Marriott Marquis, Times Square. Tyrese will be there in conversation with the good brother Jason Wilson. You know Jason Wilson, right?
And the baby, right?
The baby will be there. Myself, the baby, and Shanti Daz will be having a conversation just about just grief. You know, the baby just launched his mental health initiative in North Carolina. So yeah, tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free event, open to all ages. So we see you tomorrow.
All right. When we come back, we got the positive notice. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. Why you laughing?
You just told that man you was going to hump him.
I'm glad you heard. Yeah, you got that recorded. Because when I go to court, after I go to HR and I go to court and I get this bag, Lauren, you getting subpoenaed. Subpoena Lauren.
You get a what?
Subpoena LaRosa.
This sound like after you get subpoenas. That's a what?
Subpoena LaRosa.
I was waiting for him to get it right. You know he from the South.
You got
So he had to
Subpoena LaRosa.
Jesus Christ.
I ain't coming.
Man, that you know it'd be so funny. It's not funny, but it is funny. Imagine Diddy talking to his lawyers. Who getting subpoenas?
Who getting subpoenas?
Who getting subpoenas?
Who you sending subpoenas?
Who getting subpoenas?
Lawyer be like, whoa, the phone is tapped. Relax.
I hate this place.
Like Diddy was on a wiretap asking his lawyer who getting subpoenas.
Oh my!
He's like, no, he said subpoenas.
Oh my goodness! You got a positive note, man.
Well, yes, I do, and I just want to remind everybody tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. My 4th annual Mental Wealth Expo is happening at the Marriott Marquis, Times Square in New York City, man. So I will see all of y'all there tomorrow. Dr. Alfie Breland Noble, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, Dr. Rita Walker. Tyrese is going to be there in conversation with Jason Wilson. The baby's going to be there in conversation with myself and Shanti Daz. And it's a free event from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we will see y'all tomorrow. Okay. And I want to remind Detroit that Tuesday, at 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be in Detroit having a conversation with the Vice President, Kamala Harris. It's a conversation we're calling We the People, a conversation with the Vice President and myself, Charlamagne the God. So all you got to do if you're in any market, right? Any market that has an iHeart radio station, wherever you're listening to my voice right now, you will be able to hear this conversation at 5 p.m. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific on all iHeart radio stations live. And I want you to send your questions to our Talkback feature. If you're listening to us on the iHeartRadio app, use the Talkback mic and send your questions for the Vice President Kamala Harris, and I will make sure I get them to her on Tuesday. Okay, now the positive note is simply this. Robert Kraft left this raggedy ass card in here. Didn't leave no money, but this is a card with a great message. Jealousy and envy are incurable diseases, and it's the one time it is better to be a recipient than a donor. Have a great weekend.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?